Your most precious resource is time. And according to all the recent studies that have been done lately, adults in America and Canada and other countries value time ahead of money in almost every instance. If you change your internal world, you change your external world. One of the things that begins to well up inside of you is impatience. If you believe that if you do change your internal programming, your external world will change to conform with it, then you're probably in a hurry to change that internal programming. And in this session, we're going to talk about how you can bring about rapid and permanent internal programming change. We call this session software for the brain. Now, I don't know a lot about computers, but I do know this. A computer has a certain amount of utility as a piece of hardware, but what makes a computer work are the programs that you run in it. And the more sophisticated and complex and productive the programs, the more valuable is the computer. And we're going to combine them into a series of techniques that you can use to multiply or to speed up the process at which your new thoughts and ideas are accepted by your subconscious mind and then go to work and attract them into your reality. And the first technique we're going to talk about is what I call written programming technique. It's one of the simplest of all, and yet it is so powerful that it's almost scary. Again, if you just practice this one technique, it will have an astonishing difference on your results. When I first learned about this and applied it some years ago, I couldn't believe how effective it was. And all it requires to use is discipline plus a spiral notebook. And what you do is you use this to write and rewrite your goals. Written programming technique is based on the fact that we learn or take in information three ways. We hear the information, we see the information, we feel the information. The more of them you can combine simultaneously, the more rapidly the information is accepted. Sometimes it's accepted instantaneously as a permanent change in your unconscious programming. When you write something down, it requires total concentration, law of concentration. You cannot write accurately and correctly and think of anything else at the same time. So writing requires concentration. It also requires intensity. It also requires visual, because you can't write without looking. And when you do write, you have a tendency to what is called sub-vocalize. In other words, you say the words to yourself as you're writing. So even though you can't hear them with a conscious ear, you hear them internally. And kinesthetically, you move and you feel. It requires tremendous mental, emotional, and physical energy to write. So written programming technique simply says this, is that every single morning, without fail, you rewrite your major goals. Now, this whole process, by the way, can take about 2 minutes, maybe 5. You just rewrite your major goals as positive, present tense, personal affirmations. In other words, your goals could be, I earn X number of dollars per month. I weigh X number of pounds. I am outstanding in my field. I do this, I achieve, I accomplish, I choose, and so on. Whatever you want to be, have, or do, you just write it out in a series of affirmations, one at a time. That as you write your goals over and over again, an interesting thing will happen, is that your more important goals will tend to be rewritten first, and they'll tend to become clarified and to become sharper and more distinct. And every single time you rewrite your major goals, you are driving them, you are impressing them deeper into the subconscious, which leads to the guarantee that they will be expressed in your reality.